Life's a Mess by Juice WRLD featuring Halsey is going to be played in standard tuning, and then I'm capoing it on the 6th fret of the guitar. I should preface this by saying that the chords, you can just play standard chords for this, and the chords themselves are not necessarily difficult, but the riff that is running through this song, for some reason I find really kind of tricky and difficult without an obviously simple way to play it. This way I'm going to show you, though, is what makes the most sense to me. The chords, just to very flatly tell you the chords, we won't necessarily be playing them this way, but if you want to just play chords this way, the verse chords and pre-chorus chords would be a D minor to a C to an A minor to a G. That's the chords for the verse and the pre-chorus. I may have misspoken earlier, but verse and pre-chorus. Whenever we get to the chorus chords will be an F to an A minor to a C chord, back to an F, and then it goes back into the verse chords. So the way that it sounds like it's getting played, it's being finger picked, and there's this droning those two notes that happen in basically every chord. So the way that I'm playing the D minor, I've got my ring finger on the 5th string, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th fret relative to the capo. So like the capo's the nut, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is my ring finger. My first finger is going to be on the 4th string 3 fret, and then my pinky finger is on the 3 string 5 fret. And I'm going thumb 1st 2nd with my right plucking hand across strings 5, 4, and 3. And then I come back to thumb on the 5 string, and then I put my 2nd finger down 1 fret lower than where my pinky finger was on the 3rd string 4 fret. I pluck that note with my 2nd finger, and then I put my pinky finger back down on the 3 string 5 fret so that I get. And in between putting my pinky finger back down, my thumb does come back and strike the 5 string again. And then pinky finger back down to the 3 string 5 fret so that I get. And then it moves into the C chord. So what remains the same in the C chord is that we need to go somehow on the 3 string from the 5 fret to the 4 fret. But the C chord itself, your 2nd finger needs to drop down to the 5 string 3 fret, and your 1st finger needs to be on the 4 string 2 fret. I'm doing the same picking pattern with my right hand. Thumb 1st, 2nd, thumb 2nd, thumb 2nd. But on that last thumb 2nd, my ring finger now is going down on the 3 string 4 fret. I'm lifting up my pinky, and then putting pinky finger back down to the 3 string 5 fret so that I get this. The A minor chord will be easier because what we'll do is we'll just lift our 2nd finger off the fretboard and leave this configuration between your 1st ring and pinky. Basically with your 1st finger on the 4 string 2 fret, your ring finger already down on the 3 string 4 fret, and your pinky finger also down on the 3 string 5 fret. They're on the same string, fretting different frets, but might as well go ahead and have them there so that when we go 5, 4, 3 with our thumb 1st, 2nd fingers, the ring finger is already in position for us to just lift the pinky finger and put the pinky finger back down. And then the last chord, the G, it will be move with your 2nd finger to the 6th string 3 fret and go thumb 1st, 2nd on strings 6, 4, and 3. Strings 4 and 3 will be open. And then after your 2nd finger hits the open 3 string, your 1st finger needs to go down on the 4 string 2 fret. And you'll pluck that twice with your 1st finger and then pull off your 1st finger on your left hand to expose the open 4 string so that you get a. And then it goes right back into the D minor. To the C, to the A minor, to the G chord. So you get the feeling of that. Whenever the pre-chorus comes in, there's bass and I think some synthesizer that comes in with it. I can't tell if the acoustic guitar is just continuing that progression or if it just goes into strumming like basically standard chords, which would be a D minor. For a D minor basic standard chord, I've got an open 4-string, my second finger on the 3-string 2 fret, my ring finger on the 2-string 3 fret, my first finger on the 1-string 1 fret, strumming from the open 4-string down, A minor chord to a standard C major chord, to a standard A major, to a standard A minor chord, to a standard G chord. So it may be doing that in the pre-chorus just with standard chords. When we get to the chorus, I think it makes sense to just play standard chords here as well. So the first chord, an F chord, I'm going to make with my ring finger on the 5-string 3 fret, pinky finger on the 4-string 3 fret, my second finger on the 3-string 2 fret, and my first finger on the 2-string 1 fret. You can either just play strings 5 through, and if the first string rings open, that's fine here. So you can either play this chord configuration with just 5-string down to the open 1, but what I like to do, and if your thumb is nimble enough to do this, I like to reach around and grab the 6th-string 1 fret with my thumb to give an added bass response in this F chord. Also in the F chord, you can lift your second finger up to expose the 3-string and hammer it back down. And that's just like a down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, just a standard down and up feel. And then it's going to go to the A minor chord. In the A minor of the chorus, I think it's important to emphasize the open 6th string. I feel like you can really hear that open 6th string in this chord here. So the A minor will be an open 6th string, an open 5-string, second finger on the 4-string 2 fret, ring finger on the 3-string 2 fret, first finger on the 2-string 1 fret, open 1 string, and then to a C major chord, which the C major chord is going to, I'm playing it as a 4-fingered C major chord. I've got my ring finger on the 6th-string 3 fret, pinky finger on the 5-string 3 fret, second finger on the 4-string 2 fret, open 3-string, first finger on the 2-string 1 fret. In this C chord, you can do the lift up and hammer on with your second finger, exposing the open 4-string and hammering back down to the 4-string 2 fret. Inside of the C, you also can be kind of lifting up your first finger off of the 2nd string if you want to for a little bit of extra flavor, but then it comes back into the F chord, to the A minor chord, to the C chord, back to the F chord, to the A minor chord, to the F chord, and that is your chorus before it goes back to another round of verse, another pre-chorus, and then another chorus where it kind of ends with more acoustic guitar, but basically, or at least with more acoustic guitar present in the mix, but basically that guitar part in the outro is just the chorus chords of F to the A minor to the C. And lastly, I'm sure that you'll amend this song however you want to, but if you would like to play it with a pick, you can. Like that part at the beginning could be pulled off with a pick. And that might make it easier once you get into the chorus to have a pick to strum with it. So whatever is of greatest benefit or preference to you, I would encourage you to do. So those are the chords and the movements to Life's a Mess by Juice WRLD featuring Halsey. Hopefully this gives you an idea of how to approach the song.